Hey guys, b10 here coming at you with a video, and this is going to be about the top 5 weapons that I would like to see in the final Star Wars Battlefront game. Now, these are weapons that I'd like to see, and that means they may already be in the game and we haven't seen them, of course, because we've only put the beta, or they're weapons that I hope to see in maybe future DLC content. So, I went up and looked for 5 weapons that I've seen in the series, whether it be the show, or the movie, or even video games for that matter, and I've looked at some of the blaster weapons that I think should be included in the game at some point. So starting off the list at number 5 is the Mandalorian Blaster Carbine. This is a weapon that's very, well, not well known, and it actually originated, I think, mostly from the Star Wars The Clone Wars television series. And I remember watching it, I thought it looked pretty cool. It's like a little box rifle weapon that shot a yellow and sometimes a few other colors like red or blue laser from the I don't remember the name, but it's like T gas or something like that. But it's a really cool blaster used by the Mandalorians. It made a pretty cool noise. It shot yellow lasers, so that's interesting. That'll make some sort of diverse laser color in the battlefield rather than the usual red and occasional blue. So that's my number 5 pick. Go ahead and look that up if you want to see more pictures, because I cannot display them, for I don't really have any way to do that. Next is a very well-known one, but maybe not the name. Number 4 is the E5 Blaster Rifle, and or its similar copycat variant, the E5 Blaster Carbine. This is a weapon used primarily by the Separatists, or the droids. The CIS's main units, of course. They used that oddly shaped blaster weapon that was very short and looked as if it was an SMG. I think just because we're in the Galactic Civil War doesn't mean we can't use weapons from beforehand. It makes sense, the rebels are poor. They're just trying to get anything that they can get their hands on. So having an E5 blaster rifle or blaster type weapon wouldn't be, not necessarily hard to believe. Very believable, I think. And they should totally add it in. And if it's already added in, great. It's a pretty common weapon, so if it's added in, there you go. Anyways, moving on to number 3 is the DC-15S Blaster Carbine, and or the DC-15A Blaster Rifle. Now these are primarily used by the Clone Troopers. The 15S being this, like the little short pistol-looking blaster carbine, and the rifle is the well-known long-barreled rifle used, of course, if you remember Battlefront 2, shooting the blue lasers that the clones always used. These weapons are very iconic, and I would be very surprised if they aren't already in the game. And like I said, for the E5, that's what it is, yeah, E5 blaster rifle, just because we're in the Galactic Civil War doesn't mean you can't see these weapons. Like, they played a vital role in the Clone Wars, and there's probably lots of them still laying around from that. Now, there would be some, I guess, issues, because of course the ion power-up for your weapon does make your weapon blaster lasers turn blue. So that might be a problem, because then people might be like, oh, they're using the ion laser, but they might not be. I don't know, that shouldn't really be an issue anyways. But it'd be really cool to see these in here. It'd be nice to use the good old clone weapons. Next is one that is very rarely seen. Only once, I think. It is the RT-97C Heavy Blaster Rifle. This is featured for maybe a few seconds in the first or the 4th movie in the Star Wars episode collection, whatever. It is used by a stormtrooper, or a sandtrooper to be more correct, and it resembles an MG3, I think? That's what the description was. Like most of the weapons in the game anyways. Like right now you're seeing basically an MG42. But anyways, so it's a Imperial heavy blaster rifle basically. So my thoughts on this, it would be nice to have a counterpart to the DLT. The DLT is more of a rebel blaster weapon, while this RTC, that's the name, yep, would be kind of the Imperial's version of that blaster rifle, although a heavy one. Of course, lots of ammo, high fire rate, etc. Whatever they want to do with this. It'd be cool to see some of the movie props used in the game as well as they are now. But speaking of movie props, and this is probably the most well-known, hopefully well-known, weapon of them all, and one of my personal favorites And then coming at number 1 is the Westar 34 blaster pistol, primarily used by Jango Fett. If this is not in the game, I will have, I don't know, a mental breakdown probably. Not really. But this is one of the most iconic pistols, next to maybe Han Solo's. If they're gonna add Han Solo's, they better add his. Believe me. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy. Please leave a like if you did, and subscribe to Merc-V2 Gaming. More Battlefront content coming over in the next few weeks. And see you.